Hello, I decided to do another video, so welcome. Um, so for my response, I had section 1, chapter 7, where Alex was being detained. I think this is really great reflection and mirroring of what's happening today in today's jail systems and how police is abusing their power and whatnot. I myself was arrested not too long ago. I was innocent of the charges. I swear I didn't do anything wrong, Professor. But someone did accuse me of doing something, and I was detained, and I was humiliated, and I was treated like a criminal, and it was terrible. I didn't do anything, and I was still being held against my will. I was unable to speak to anybody. It was cold. It was so freaking cold in there that there was a moment when I was being transferred over from cell block to cell block. I had to be transferred like 5 times. Again, innocent. I was transferred over 5 times, and every room was colder than the next. The benches were hard. There was no cushioning. The whole entire place is meant to make you feel so terrible about yourself. Again, it was really, and the clothes they gave you is really thin. It's a really thin cloth that they give you. The underwear is atrocious. Very atrocious. And not that it's supposed to be flattering, but still, it was like, come on, like, give me some cotton, maybe. No cotton there. It was like polyester everything. It was it was terrible. There was no clock, so you didn't really know. You disorientated yourself. I think what made it worse was the temperature. There was a time when there was at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nearly 10 women in a very small cell block that was pumping out cold ice air, and we all had to huddle around each other to keep each other warm. What the fuck, America? Like, seriously, uncalled for. And I think today, like, we having a lot more of like technology to capture the brutality that is happening within the abuse of power, especially within police officers. Highlight is also highlighted here in my section of the story, where you kind of want to feel bad for Alex because he is being, brutally beaten up and stuff like that. Granted, he did do some awful stuff, but in this section itself, it kind of blurs you out to who, that the police is just as brutal as the criminals, and how in this society, it's hard to determine who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. And today too, you don't really know who the bad guy is because you have so much corruption, you have so much people manipulating the truth that when it comes to police brutality, you don't know who to believe anymore. It's been flooded, and so many more accounts are coming out, and I'm gonna post up a couple of references here, a couple of articles that I read about how police brutality is becoming a worrisome thing, and the threat of martial law, and if those people are to be given that kind of power, what they're gonna use, what they're gonna do with it. Like, are we gonna am I gonna be treated the same way I was being treated in these jail cells when I was innocent? It's a very scary thing today, and luckily I happen to be born into a type of whatever it is that I look like, where I don't usually look like the criminal, but that's not the case for everybody. I have seen people single people out just because of what they're wearing and the style and fashion that they have, and also skin color. So it really is, it mirrors the kind of hypocrisy that is today when it comes to officers and inmates, and the relation between the two, and how closely they are to this brutality, and how and yeah. So I'm gonna put a couple of links up, but it does show how much of it's really happening, and it's not okay.